I ended up yeeting her onto the floor.
I can just see loads of people staring at me. I get an anxiety attack and I start crying. Like, not just crying, like proper crying.
I sticked my finger into my potty.
Oh no!
I lifted it out.
No!
And I went,
She lifts it up and drops out about 20 little slips of notes, all in front of this hall of like 100 or 550 students or something.
So everyone stops and watches.
Oh no!
So I land on the railing and I go,
ooh. Hey guys, welcome back to JMTS, the debate club. This is episode 3 of our new series on the channel. Today we are going to be telling embarrassing stories that has happened to us. I'm sure we all have many, and we're going to be debating who has the best. Maybe even rank them. You know me, I like my ranks 1 to 10. Who's got the best? Just to annoy Milo. So I'm Josh.
I'm Milo.
That was a really...
I'm Tom.
Woohoo! And we are...
Yeah, boy!
JMTS. Okay, so as well as the embarrassing stories, we've got a few more things we're gonna kind of just put in there. We've also got Tom's birthday coming up, but we don't care about that right now. We'll get into that later. We'll just ignore him. sorry to ruin the vibe. Okay, how many embarrassing stories do you guys have, or like, do you have any good ones? Anything that's happened?
Many. Come on.
Yeah.
Go on, Milo, go on.
Milo, give us one of yours.
Okay. I'm just gonna preempt this. I feel like in my life, I'm quite a up. I don't know why. It just keeps on happening. I keep on thinking to do something logical, but then it backfires and I end up being a twat. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
And some of them I will not say on the podcast because they're not exactly YouTube friendly. That.
Yeah.
But one that definitely defines is the time I cheated in my exam in my GCSE. Spoilers, I didn't. So let me set the scene. No, I didn't, and you'll find out that I didn't. Let me speak.
All right, okay.
I got the story all in mind.
Looking forward to this.
Cast your mind back to 3 years ago when I was little Milo doing my... Are you closing your eyes? You literally trying... It's not a zen... Just
I was trying to get in the mood, you know. I was trying to imagine you back when you were doing GCSE dance.
When I was doing all that. And I sat in my first exam of the day. It was French. I did bad, I found out.
I'm doing bad in French as well, don't worry.
And then I had science next. And I was really prepared because I had a science tutor because I was really, really bad at science. But that made me go up like 3 grades. So I was like, I know this. I've got this. I'm feeling good.
Okay, get on with it.
So I get in there. And, you know, he hands the paper, slams it down. He says, open your papers. I open the paper. Photosynthesis, easy. Done that. And you carry on and carry on and carry on. And I end the paper, and it's just, I just know that I've done well. I slammed that. Well, I don't slam it, but you know, I was like, I did good.
Okay.
And then the final bell or whistle, whatever it is, ends. Like, please stop your papers. And one of the invigilators came around and collected all of the papers, and then collected mine. And I was feeling good. I was sitting in my chair like this. I wasn't, but you know, I was feeling good. I was doing so well, honestly. And then that same invigilator like comes back like, sorry, can I just see your pencil case? And I was just like, yeah, all right. And then she opens up my pencil case, and then as she opens it up, I see inside, and I'm like, oh no. And immediately she lifts it up and drops out about 20 little slips of notes, all in front of this hall of like 100 or 550 students or something.
Why did you have them in there?
So let me explain. These notes were from way long ago when I was doing. It was just some bad science. Sorry, I had the worst teacher. She did not tell me anything. If you're watching this, you. And we did this little rubbish game that was like tried to connect the gene and the meaning, and it was boring. I didn't do it, and it ended up being like a pile that I just kept in my pencil case for like ages.
Yeah, no, I've got stuff like that, just random bits of paper with notes on.
It's annoying.
Yeah.
And it was a bit of science, but it had nothing to do with that paper. If anything, it had something to do with the next paper because that wasn't on like genes and whatnot.
Yeah.
But it wasn't even helpful. It was these really bad pieces of paper, and just one of the things was just like homozygous or something.
Mm-hmm.
How is that going to help me in a GCSE?
Yeah, no, exactly. It doesn't even have a
Shut up.
definition. It's just got
And
the
then,
word
of
on.
course, she was like, "Why have all these notes?" And I was like, "I forgot." So then, of course, I got taken out after I had a talk with the head invigilator, and I was like, "Okay, I'm being honest. I literally just forgot. They don't even have anything to do with the exam." And he was just like, "All right." I went out there, and as soon as I went like back into like the school society and friends and what, immediately all I got was Milo. What Milo from
Yeah, like people crowd around you and like pester you.
Everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's so annoying.
That must have been really embarrassing. And
the
you
next
like...
day, I heard the exact like phrase, like sentence starter. Milo, is it true you're cheating? Milo, is it true? There was even a point where this kid like was like, Milo, is it true? And I immediately just broke him off and said, "No, it's not true. Shut up."
Yeah.
And then so I had to write this really little letter basically saying, "Oh, I didn't cheat in the exam. It had nothing to do with it. It just didn't. So please don't like bum me off the whole of the year essays and all the exams basically." And that was sent out, and then it came back, and the exam that I did do had to be zeroed out. So you
didn't actually get a grade for it? That's so unlucky.
I got 0 on that exam because of that.
Ooh, that's why you need to check your pencil case before you do the exam.
That is a moral. But what really pissed me off, what really gets my nuts, is that like 1 or 2 years later, exams are done. You know, I'm in A level. I've progressed. You know, I've got like 2 Bs in science anyway. So I was like, chill. And then and then a lot of my like mates was like, "Oh, remember when you heard about like your exam?" And I was like, "Oh yeah." And then he said, "Yeah, I heard you like got a load of notes up into the like ceiling of a toilet, and then every time you'd like go to the toilet and then like take notes and read it back and come back, and then you're found out in this, and you put that elaborate story." And I'm just like,
where has this come
really
from?
Think I cared that much? You really think
to stick notes in the toilet?
You were just like this in the toilet. "Miss, can I go to the toilet?"
Yeah.
Right.
I didn't even went to the toilet. What was I doing?
It's crazy how information gets like taken so out of context. Like the smallest thing.
Like, that's kind of funny. But then later I was like, the nerve.
The nerve. The audacity.
I can't.
Yeah. Well, that's a good story, Milo. You've set the bar very high. From 1 to 10, because you know me, where would you place 10 being high? Where would you place Milo's story? What would you give it?
Me?
Yeah.
I'd say, okay, personally, I wouldn't say it's like awkward or like whatever. I say it's just like,
I think it's pretty awkward. I'd give it an 8.
yeah, but I think it's more just like.
And I was at the front as well, so everybody was watching me. Yeah.
It's not really awkward. It's just like one of those.
Yeah, it is.
Damn it.
It really was.
Yeah. I'm
Oh.
giving it 8 because I have experience with kind of something happening, then everyone being like,
Like dropping a pencil in
is this
in
true?
the exam room. Everyone's head just goes.
Oh yeah, I know what you mean. But it's the whole kind of everyone
remember
coming up
that.
to you and being like, is this true? And you're just like, ugh,
No.
no.
Go
Yeah,
away.
frustrating. That's the word.
Oh.
Yeah.
It gets a bit frustrating.
Okay,
Alright, go on then, Josh.
my one. Now this is one from when I was younger. I promise you, I was a toddler when this happened. So I was, I was just a little kid.
Still
And
are.
I am, but I was a littler kid, like 2 maybe. And no, these little kids we have potties. Now me being me wanted to find out if my poo was chocolate. So this is see where this is going.
No!
This my uncle was the one who saw it and then told my dad. I sticked my finger into my potty.
Oh no!
I lifted it out.
No!
And I went.
No!
I just licked it.
You ate your poo.
And then wait. No, sit down. I just gave it a little lick.
Oh
And then I was like,
oh my god.
apparently I was just like gagging. I was like, that is not chocolate. But I've never done it again. So it taught me that.
No, but who does that? Even as a young child. No,
It taught me my poo wasn't chocolate. And I think it was at some family thing. So my parents probably the ones who were actually embarrassed by this. I was too young to care. So maybe this is more of an embarrassing story for my parents. But my family was just looking and saw that. And it was just like.
That's so bad. That's so bad. Imagine being 19 or 18 and doing that.
Oh yeah, but I was 2. So, I wasn't like an old person.
That's alright. Okay.
Did you think did you think this was recent?
I thought you just.
Oh, I was 2 years. I told you I was a toddler.
Last morning.
Oh yeah, it was just last week, No, this is
that's
why.
A little bit better.
This is why I went into it like I was a toddler, guys. Guys, I was a toddler. I mean, it's probably worse when you're drunk because you're actually old and you're doing it. But
you just do stupid things thinking you're young.
Yeah. But when you're a toddler, I mean, I think that's something other people might have done. I don't think I'm the only one.
Alright, let's not talk about shit.
He's licked their poo. That is disgusting, isn't it? But on the scale of embarrassment, now this is probably for my parents, but bearing in mind my family was watching and I was their kid, where would you put it? 1 to 10. Tom, you go first.
I need to rate Milo's. I'm gonna give Milo's a 7.
Okay. Yeah. Where'd you put my one?
You're young, so I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to do it low. I'm gonna.
Okay, but in terms of how embarrassing was it for my parents having their kid do that in front of family?
Mate, yeah, but at the same time.
Yeah, no, we're not going on parents.
Okay. But if it was for parents and in front of their family, your child had just eaten. Poo.
Okay.
Sorry, I'll stop saying eating poo.
Ah!
Oh my god.
I'm sorry.
If this would ever be monetized, it's definitely not now.
Ooh, well, I mean, we don't even have 1,000 subscribers.
Yeah,
so.
but
still, yeah.
Christ.
I don't think that would get. Actually, no, maybe it could. Yeah. So Tom's putting that low because I was too young to have embarrassment. Milo, where would you put that?
No, I'd do this. I'd say 4. To be honest, I think it's just. And plus, you're just there like. Oh, it does taste like chocolate, It's not like,
I mean, I wasn't embarrassed at all. I probably was just giggling because I was a kid, or maybe crying because I was like, that's not chocolate. But I think my parents would have been embarrassed. Maybe they were laughing. I don't know. But yeah, that was one of my embarrassing stories. My next one I'll tell later. Get ready for this. It's one from when I was year 9. So fairly recent, and it is pretty embarrassing. I'd say.
Go on,
No, we're gonna have to hear Tom's next, going in order. But I'm gripping people.
Okay, 1 or 2.
That's good. What?
1 or 2. Just pick 1 or 2.
1.
1.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so this was. I was having a quick fire think earlier, and as you've been speaking more and more, I've been sort of,
Thinking it over.
So, the most. Oh no, that's even.
You have
That's
to. You
another
have
one.
to.
That's another one. Okay, I got 3.
Okay.
I'll decide. There's this thing called the boat show in Southampton. It's a really big boat event. You know, super yachts park up, and people and really rich people expect them, and you know, you get to try it. Well, there's loads of gadgets and stuff as well. Loads of free
That's quite
gifts.
cool.
Hoping a yacht one day will be a good free gift, but you know.
It's quite an expensive free gift.
Yeah.
Basically, what happened was there's a whole group of us, and you can do things for free at the boat show. You know, you sign. It's like one of those special occasions. You know, companies go, "Oh, we'll do this for free," blah blah. And it was to do sailing because I do sailing and random stuff. I do sailing, and I wanted to sail with my friend Morrow. Big up Morrow. I know you're probably watching this. Oh my days. So basically, I was stood with my friend Morrow, and I literally was just asking him, "Can I sail with you?" You know, in my like 14-year-old voice or whatever, however old I was. And this lady called Lynn. I really hope you're not watching this.
Probably not.
Basically, she comes up to me and she interrupts me, yeah. And I was like, interrupting me is just like pure, like, proper interruption. Went like, "Excuse me, Maura," and I went.
Yeah, no, you're in the middle of speaking
Back
to me.
off.
Yeah.
Like,
But did you actually?
And no, I was literally. So I went. That's really. I said to her, "That's really rude, Lynn."
Wait, who was she?
I was
Just
like,
some.
I was like, "You're really rude." Basically, I've known her for years. Family, friendish kind of. And
Oh,
then
yeah,
she turns around
Oh.
and starts fully yelling at me.
Oh.
Now, the boat show isn't... And I shut down, so I'm looking at her like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, how old is she?
I don't know.
That's a dangerous question.
No. I mean, like, is she like friend of like you?
No, like she has a child who was like my age.
Oh yeah, okay. So she was like parents' friend. Yeah. So she was. Yeah. So she was like your superior in a way.
And at the boat show, yeah. Let's just get this right. Southampton is one of Southampton's biggest events.
Yeah.
And there's loads of
There's
people.
just a lot of people there, and
And
you're
we're
just
next
being
to the
shouted
food
at.
court. The food court
Oh,
of all
popular place.
places. And I'm there just standing, and I can just see loads of people staring at me.
Yeah, and you're just felt like.
And that's not even the worst bit. She
Oh.
walks away and she leaves, and I get an anxiety attack, and I start crying. Like, not just crying, like proper crying. And everyone walks past and they're looking at me going, and I'm just there going, "Oh my god, can I please crawl in a hole now?"
Oh, fun.
Yeah, that's like an
I still
extreme
managed to sail with
version.
Morrow though, so she did apologise eventually, halfway through the day. I just looked at her and went,
I don't like you anymore.
because all the other mums were like, all the other mums are just like, that was so out of order. Not on my part, of Lynn's part.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she
I was like,
interrupted you, and then like that's like being told off like that is an extreme version of like your parents, etc., telling you off in public, because it's like in a big event. So that I'm gonna put that like a 9, because I think that is really embarrassing. I've had like dialed down versions of it happen to me, and it's awful.
It's just awful when anybody shouts at you, and then
you just stand there.
Looks at you.
Yeah, exactly.
You stand there,
And you're like, you can't really do much, and you don't want to speak back because it just causes more of an argument, and you just want to leave, you know. So yeah, no, that's a 9 from me. Good 9. Milo, what would you say?
Yeah, I think like a 9 or 8 because of like, it's like on top and top and top of stuff, you know. For example, with like my little story, you know, I was just more pissed off than anything. It wasn't that awkward, but it was just actually, but yeah, it was just that's way worse, especially out in public.
I mean, my one was just eating poo, you know, nothing much.
Oh my god, stop saying it.
Sorry.
I can't hear you say that every time. Blimmin' hell.
Yeah, mine wasn't that embarrassing because I was a young kid. All right.
I think
Now,
I've got one more. So back to Milo, I think.
wait.
All right.
Quick interval. It's Tom's birthday on Tuesday, guys. He's gonna be
Yeah.
19. That is
19. I've
that's
known Josh for too many years. Please,
Yeah.
can someone come and kill me so I
So.
don't have to spend any more time with him?
Me, please.
No,
yeah.
I'm
I
joking.
mean, I think I've known Milo longer actually. But Tom has
Well,
known me for too
it's been
long.
a pleasure knowing you two as long as I have, and I'm hoping for many more years. I think
Exactly.
Yeah.
many more years.
I think that's
Honestly,
good.
I'm so excited for
We're
when
so
we're actually
wholesome. Oh my God.
older and have companies and dancing and be able to like tour together or
See,
whatnot.
that's it for me. Like
Yeah.
I know you're 16. You might be thinking about it, but for me, it feels so real, and probably
Yeah, no,
Milo,
it
like,
would be.
we're at that point in our
Yeah.
life, and it's like I was sitting down the other day, and I was going,
Definitely.
I'm 19 soon, and I'm moving out.
Yeah. You're at that make or break moment
Ah.
when like, you've
True.
got things like auditions and all of this coming up and literally it forms your future.
It's
I'm
new
just there
era,
daydreaming
yeah.
of, oh, this could
Hope-
happen. It would be so nice. You're just
Hopefully,
going
we'll
for
have
reality.
a podcast of me and Josh, getting into where we want to go.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that would be
that's
awesome
good.
if we could.
Because
That
if
would
I
be
get into
cool.
circuit media, I will be so
Bang.
So-
Oh my God.
happy. Because these guys know for 3 years I've been like, hey, I want to go to this place.
Mm,
I want to go
That's
to it
good.
so bad, and
Yeah.
that's been my goal, like my life goal for 3 years. So
Yeah.
anyway, yeah,
you
19
you were probably a bit like me at this age, already thinking ahead, and I'm thinking ahead as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so that's why I've got plans. I mean, I'm going to be exactly like you when I'm 19 or 18 or whatever, being like, this is my life goal because I've been thinking about this since I was in GCSE.
I was thinking about advice I'd give myself now, or myself, like I can already tell what I would say, and I would probably say like, just try not to stress. I know it's a big thing, but it's
Yeah.
gotten to the point like
That is
when
true,
when everything's basically stopped, you're handing in your last assignment soon, right? And that's my head, and I'm basically all done, and my uni hasn't got back to me yet for like audition stuff, and I'm just sat here going, there's nothing to do. You're literally there, like there is stuff to do, like there's a lot, but there isn't at the same time.
Yeah, that's so true.
And you're just there and you're like, oh God, I hope I get in. What if I get a bad grade on my assignment? Oh no,
Yeah.
hope I get in. Bad grade.
It's literally just try not to overthink it, isn't it? And kind of just being okay. Because if you stress out too much, you can stop thinking about some things that maybe you do need to think about, as you've got your mind focused on all these other things.
Talking about things, I did post a mix today. I don't know if you guys saw it on YouTube.
We did. That's very nice.
Did pretty well for a mix, I think.
It was. Was it meant to be One Direction or Wrong Direction? I was confused at what that was in the title.
Wait, now you
Wrong Direction.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Did I spell it right or wrong?
You spelled it Wrong Direction, but I thought it was meant to be one. I wasn't sure.
Wrong Direction.
Wrong. Okay, I've never heard of that. A group, whatever. I was like, is this a spelling mistake? I don't know. I'm not sure. But the mix is amazing. You guys should check it out. It will be in the description of this.
Be playing behind this or whatever, I can.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Exactly.
good, actually.
Yeah. Now Tom started making more music. We can have more of his music as the background of the podcasts. So we won't get copyrighted by these big companies trying to get small YouTube channels.
Obviously, it's not my song. It's mixes of like so basically you have Mr. Brightside, and then instead of Mr. Brightside vocals, they'll be mixed with like different songs of different vocals, and then they can't copyright strike you.
I've actually tried my hand at a bit of mixing for my GCSE dance music. I was like, I want to give this a go because I've got things that can happen, and if it all fails, I'll just message Tom and be like, can you do it for me? But it didn't fail, and my teacher actually thinks it's really good. So I found a couple of songs, or not songs, but like tunes, or whatever, on YouTube. I'll send. I mean, I don't know how to send it. I can probably just send a file over email or whatever.
Yeah, send the file because I can give you some criticism. What's it called?
Constructive criticism.
Yeah.
But yeah, basically what I did was I just layered a few of the parts of the song. Both songs put together it was about 7 minutes, and my dance has to be under 2 minutes. And so I had to cut that down.
You might have
and I pulled in different
You might
sections.
have just fallen upon two songs that are in the same key and around the same tempo.
Yeah, no, literally.
That happens.
They were both from the same artist in the same kind of
Oh,
group.
yeah.
That's a gem, that.
But
Because Green
and
Day,
they were
literally,
both really good.
lots of their songs are in the same thing.
Yeah, it was Twi or 2WEI, and it was they both had like a similar thumbnail on YouTube, and I listened to them both, and I thought one on their own won't be good enough to get the different layers I want in my choreography, but if I mix and match them both together, I can manually make it so I've got each of these layers to help with my dance. So I'm very excited, and my teacher said it was good.
Yeah, well, I'm happy that you've been doing that. Actually, I'd be excited to listen to that. I think for a little tip for anybody who's out there and doing music right now, and you want to mix your music, or just cut it up and edit it together, essentially a mix. Or I did a mashup and a mix. So a piece of advice, I'd probably say look for gaps in pop songs or any song in general. There'll be a gap. It'll be like and that slight, even if that's a slight millisecond gap, use that. Like you can cut it because it will feel that'll be a natural point to cut and stick.
That is true.
Yeah.
And if you have a crossfade tool, use it.
Yeah.
Because it stops it being like into like you know.
That's so true.
What do you use for your music editing?
So I have used Ableton, I've used FL, but I've fallen upon Logic, and I think Logic is really good. Plugins wise, lots of their instruments are good, but I don't use any of their plugins. I use I use different ones. I like Native or Control. I think they're quite good. Always loads and loads of free. We'll do a podcast on it at some point, I think. But there's loads of free things out there.
Yeah. I mean, GarageBand came with my computer, but I deleted it for space. So I didn't actually use it. I might get it again.
It's good. It has the tool.
Yeah, I actually used iMovie. I just dragged in music sounds, and it actually worked.
They don't have the audio sections or whatever, but you know.
I mean, iMovie's not built for music editing, but it was literally just to cut different sections together, and then I could put one on top of another bit, and I could fade. And iMovie, you can fade in, and so I was like, you know what? I'm not doing an extreme job, and I'm not doing anything too difficult. I just want to get the different sections for my dance and for the music to work.
Studio is free, but I think it's hard to get your head around at the start. I know it's Fruit Loops, so I'm getting used to saying it as FL because Fruit Loops. It's like the old version. Yeah.
Okay, that was that little segment. Happy birthday, Tom, for Tuesday. Hope you have an amazing day. Woo! We won't sing for you, don't worry.
Yeah, no, come on. You have to do it. No, I'm joking. No.
I was gonna say,
I'm joking.
Not sure we want to hear that. We're going to take a little interval because the meeting is running out, and I'll send you guys a new link. But then we'll get to our second round of stories.
Also, subscribe.
And subscribe, guys.
Subscribe!
Please hit that. Smash that subscribe button.
Look, smash it.
There, it's free. Everything free is good.
Back onto the stories. Milo, you're hitting off with embarrassing story number 2.
I'm deliberating even to say this one.
Milo, get it out there. Expose yourself.
Fine. So, I was at a wedding, and as I mentioned about me, like, realising now I'm a little bit of an idiot. I'm a little bit of a...
It's a recurring theme.
Bugger.
We don't mention that word.
What, Egypt?
With Egypt. And so I thought, I was like sitting at the table. It was a lovely reception. It was like a really like well done, like posh wedding. And I was like, right, to combat not being an Egypt, I'm a have a drink, and maybe that will stop the Egyptness. So it ended up me having a bit too many, and then I danced a lot. I don't think I've danced that long for ages.
Wait, how old were you?
And this was like 2 years ago. I wasn't just like 7 and drink. Yeah, this was like 2 years ago. And I ended up dancing with this nice woman, and she was giving it a go, and I was giving it a go. And
That's
at one
Milo.
point, in my drunken state, I tried to do just a simple little just ballroom move. I ended up yeeting her onto the floor.
How old was she? I keep asking about, but like, was she like your parents, or was she like your age?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe.
This poor
I don't
woman.
know.
That's
And
amazing. You just threw it to the floor.
and she actually had like a concussion or something. But because I was like, you're right. And I was like, way. And I just kept
Yeah.
on dancing.
Woo.
Everybody was just looking at me, just like, and I didn't realize. And then hours later, I kept on dancing. I just kept on just in my own space.
In your state, you're just dancing
My parents
around.
just watching me, just being a twat. They should have just like helped me out. But,
They probably thought it was funny.
but then eventually I went to sleep. I woke up. My head was hurting. I hit it too hard, but then I was just chilling because I just didn't remember. Like I remember dancing, and that's about it. And I was just like on the phone to like my girlfriend. I was like, it was a really nice night. It was a really nice night. And then
And when you found
I came
out,
back into like the tent. We were in like tent. And my parents like, do you remember then? And I was like, huh? And they told me what happened. And then I was horrified.
Yeah.
I felt so bad. But then upon knowing that, we went back to like the reception or something, and everybody was just like, oh.
Looking at you.
Everybody like made a pass, and like every time was looking at me, and then either just was like, or just said like a joke of like, you're right now then, or just, and then everybody, I felt so bad. And then I met her, and I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
And she was like, it's fine, it's all right. I was having a drink too, and I was just like, no, I'm so sorry.
That's really
So
embarrassing.
bad. And everybody like around the time packing up and stuff was just making jokes. And I was like,
It's another one of those experiences like your last
my
one where
God.
like everyone is like knows about it and is kind of saying things about it, and you're just like, oh no,
Oh, it was
you
just.
cannot bear to still walk in a room with them
It's
people.
just all my fault as well. And
Yeah, no, actually it was.
I wanted the ground to swallow me. It was a really it was I can't even. But yeah.
Unlike cheating, not actually, but cheating in your test, which wasn't your fault. This one really is.
This
Wow,
one really was my fault.
really is. I mean,
Nothing about this was redeemable.
you trying not to be an Egypt led to you being an ultra Egypt.
Exactly.
So I don't really know what how to improve on that. It just seems to happen.
Yeah.
Just a recurring theme with Milo. Okay, well, I'm gonna give that one a 9.5.
Oh damn! Yeah. Okay.
We're getting into them halves. This is I think that was pretty good. 8.5. Okay.
No, 9.
9.5. Yeah. I mean, it's good. I feel like maybe it could. I don't know what would have made it better. I feel like maybe there's something that would have made it like even better.
Yeah.
Pain. I think pain for yourself would make it better.
Well, I mean, like maybe the lady had to have an air ambulance or something because she like cracked her head on the floor.
Stop this!
Sorry.
I felt bad then. Don't make me feel bad now. Carry on.
Yeah, no. All right, we've decided that is a solid 9.5, which is the highest so far. Okay, this is my one. This happened maybe a year or two ago, so this very recent. I'm a dancer. We all know we're all dancers. And what's one thing us dancers have to wear? Yeah, a dance belt, which is basically a man thong.
Oh no! You've already just talked about eating poo. What's this going to be about?
Oh no. So I'll give you more hints as the story goes along. This involves my before school dance lessons in the dance studio at school. My ballet lessons before school, in my full ballet kit, and I go to school 40 minutes, an hour earlier, wearing my dance kit. Now, usually I take a change of clothes with me, and usually I just get changed afterwards into my school uniform. No one's the wiser, you know. I'm done. I'm out of there. No links to dance. But this one day, as I go and get changed, I realise I haven't packed boxes. I don't have any boxes. I've got no boxes to get changed into. And then I look into my PE kit because I also have PE that day. I've got no boxes. I'm going to have to continue wearing a man thong around school for the rest of the day. Bearing in mind, I have PE later where I have to change in a room filled with boys my age who would look at me and be like, why are you in the men's changing room wearing that? But, okay, that would have been ultra embarrassing. But I had to call my dad and ask him to bring in boxes to school. So he came into the reception with like a package, and inside was like a parcel, and inside was a pair of boxes. Now, obviously, the receptionist must have looked inside. I don't know what happened or felt it, but I went to the reception afterwards wearing my school uniform, but wearing a dance belt. And she handed it over and she was like, gave me a wink and she was like, you're going to need these. And I was like, what? How do you know? How do you know what's inside? I mean, maybe she could have felt it or something. Maybe you could
I
just
think your
feel.
dad just told her.
Probably, my dad probably did. But she just gave me one of those winks and was like, you're probably going to need this. And I took it from her. And like other teachers were around, you probably look confused. She's probably gossiped. Do you know these receptionists? They're always like, oh yeah, I had a student come in earlier who was wearing a thong in school.
These receptionists. Oh, Lord.
But, you know, they just like to gossip. This is probably just prejudice against receptionists. But I then had to then go and get changed, which made me late for the tutor period. But I had to go get changed in the toilets, back into my boxes, and put my dance stuff away, incinerated. Let's forget about that for the rest of the day. And then, yeah, I just rock up late to tutor, and they're like, why are you late? And I was just like, overslept. Because there's no way I'm telling my teacher I had to get changed out of my dance belt into a pair of boxers in these grubby toilets at school, which are just, it's not even embarrassing.
I had to get
that part of it was
every Wednesday, every Tuesday, every Friday.
Well, I mean, you'd be in the changing rooms, but I had to go into like proper stinking poo covered toilets in my school that were never cleaned.
Yeah, I went there too. Oh, they're never clean.
Yeah, but they're awful, aren't they? They're absolutely awful. Yeah. So thankfully, in terms of embarrassment, yes, I still got really embarrassed by the receptionist. But thankfully, I didn't have to get changed in front of my entire PE class. And bearing in mind, I was in top set PE. So I'm with all of these like rugby boys and football boys and all of them. And if I had to have been, I don't know, I wouldn't have done PE. I'd be like, I forgot my kit.
It's like taking the tie off and getting whipped. They would take them out and aim so carefully.
Yeah.
You would have no idea.
Literally.
It's like, that's the worst pain. If you've ever been whipped by a tie in the changing rooms, there's no peace. It's like, once it starts, it never stops. It's just constant pain.
But imagine that on my bare buttocks. Like, that would have been awful. So I'm really glad. But it's just buttocks. I'm really glad my dad brought in. He was at church doing vicary stuff, and he had to go home, grab a pair of boxes, put them in a parcel, and deliver them to school. And like, oh, it was awful. I just hated it. And it's literally one of those moments, you know, when those dreams or whatever, or, you know, stuff like that, where like, I don't know, you're walking around and then you're not actually wearing any trousers. It's like one of those, but in real life. Like, I just felt so bare. I was just wearing oh no, I hated it. It was awful. And thankfully that's never happened again, because every time I had my dance lesson before school, I would 100% make sure that there was a pair of boxers inside my bag. And I've been fine since. So yeah, it was a learning curve to double check. But it was awful, because if my dad couldn't have come in, I don't know what I would have done. He actually saved me. I mean, it was still embarrassing with the receptionist, but my dad saved me. I was like, wow, that could have gone so
Okay.
badly.
Tom,
So,
you
yeah.
break first.
Now that's my second embarrassing story.
Do you know what? I don't think it's embarrassing.
Oh, it was no, the whole
But
receptionist.
it was only the
kind of-
receptionist.
Yeah. I guess it could have been worse. I feel like if my dad hadn't come in and I had to get
If it was in front of
changed.
the boys, I would have given you like
Yeah,
a
I would have been
1,000,
like,
and you would have been.
Yeah. So it could have been 1,000 out of 10. It's definitely dialed down a lot, but I actually managed to get a pair. It was just the feeling in terms of how I felt
Yeah.
during that whole process.
Give it a
And, like,
7 then. What do you think, Milo?
Yeah.
Oh no, I've got to think about how it was only the I'll give it a 5.
I'll give it a
I'll
6.
Yeah, but it's not okay. But how about in terms of my embarrassment?
What it could have been.
Yeah. But no, in terms of my embarrassment, not
Yeah,
knowing.
the way we're going on embarrassment here.
Mhm. Yeah, but I mean, I was embarrassed even before the receptionist thing because I didn't know that my dad would come and rescue me. So in terms of my embarrassment, I had a solid 20 minutes not knowing that I was going to be able to get changed of hell of like, what am I going to do? So I mean, it was embarrassing. It was really embarrassing, but it could have been so much worse.
Endless possibilities.
Yeah.
Now.
But I mean,
Okay.
thankfully it wasn't. So I don't mind if I get a lower score actually, because I think having a higher score is just worse. Like, no,
I realise that now.
yeah, mine is there with his 9.5. I'm quite happy with my 4 and my 7.
It's a good thing.
Yeah. All right, Tom, last one from you.
Got a bit of parkour on, isn't it? Okay, so this was. Oh no, never mind. So basically, you know, I know some very accomplished parkour athletes.
Mm-hmm.
And one day, this was like just before I stopped training. I think I was 16. Yeah, 16.
Yeah, my
Me
age.
doing, I've already had like 3-4 years experience in it. I was getting there,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, hey, just bigging myself up, See these group
Your big
of
ego.
people, I'm like, whoa, this is so cool. And I go, Anyway, I'm there. And I see all these guys doing this rail run, basically Kong onto a block, and then there's railings over like this gap.
The fact you remember that.
So railing, it's a really good spot. So you run, jump, railing, and then there's one more railing. And it's a slatted railing.
Oh, okay.
You have to jump onto the railing like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm bigging myself up. I'm like, oh man, that's easy. Yeah, I can do that.
You got to do it in front of all these
it's
amazing
not,
people.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm doing it in front of people that literally get paid. It's their job.
Mm.
And I bigged myself up so everyone stops and watches.
Oh no!
Ooh.
I thought you were just gonna do it like after like someone else.
No, because I was like proper bigging myself up.
Yeah, you're like because most times like everyone else is training in the background. You only got a couple people
Everyone's
watching.
just training,
but when you big yourself up, yeah. When you make it like, oh, this is easy.
Everyone stops because everyone stops. They're gonna go, oh, this is gonna be insane because he's gonna do it so nicely. So everyone stops. They watch and they're like,
oh no, this is gonna be a 10.
Nice, and I'm like, yeah, oh, mid jump, yeah, sick, land. Oh, I didn't realise I could do this. Last railing, powerhouse the jump. I do it perfectly until I land and the railing's wet.
Perfectly until.
It's a slatted railing, yeah, mind you. So I land on the railing and I go.
Ooh.
Yeah.
No.
So
that just went up in levels. Oh my god.
Oh my god. Yeah, parkour guys. Don't big yourself up.
No,
I've got several like that.
Yeah, exactly.
I've got one where I was trying to impress a girl doing this handstand, and I like fall over, land on my back.
Yeah, no. The ones when you try to impress girls are just
So
the worst. They're so bad. Although what I've learned is, something like with skating, Like, you know, when like you try and do a trick in front of like a group of girls and then you fail it and
No
like
one really cares though.
land on your things. Yeah, I mean, I've seen videos of that and made it awkward, but this is why with like skating, I try and just keep myself as like the underdog. You know, I'm just small and I don't want people to watch, and I'll just go when it's later when no one's there and just practice. But some of my friends are the type of people who like to do things in front of everyone and you know, make it seem like, oh, they're really cool. And with skating, I'm not sure I could do that. I just hate people watching, because I just know if I fail this is going to be so embarrassing. So I just try to stay away from that. And I think you've probably learned that the hard way, to not kind of big yourself up so much and not try and impress people when you're not 100% sure if you can do something. So yeah. Well, that was the podcast or the debate club.
No, rate it.
Oh,
Don't trust
a 10. That's a solid 10. That's a 10. That is a 10. That is really embarrassing. So I'm giving that a 10. I'm gonna end it on a 10. Well, from me, I don't know what Milo's gonna end
do I
on.
have to be the most embarrassing person?
That is a good thing.
It's not.
Tell me
You got high
the
school.
aftermath. I want to know like what their reactions were.
Okay, yeah.
Oh,
I mean, Milo,
It
just
was
think.
It was
Live
just
that.
silence as I was lying there going.
Yeah, Milo, just imagine. You know, you don't have to just imagine how what would happen.
It's like I can't remember who it was. Someone walked over and they helped me up. I could barely stand, and I walked past all these people to my bag to get water.
Oh
They would just look at me and just go, "Oh, for sake."
I would have just left. I'd be like, my mum called me. I've got to go home.
But do you know what? It ends up in both ways. It was really embarrassing, and then like a few days later, you just get respect because you've just sent it. You
yeah,
just
no, that's true.
sent it.
That's true. I mean,
It's the way I went about it was wrong.
yes. No, that sounded like you're setting yourself up for an embarrassment.
In parkour, there's people will big you up. If they think you can do it, they'll big you up.
Mm-hmm. You shouldn't big yourself up.
Like no, you should and you shouldn't. There's a mind.
Not
game
too
with
much.
it.
Not too much. There's like
Big
there's a line.
yourself up from the inside.
Yeah. Don't like
you know,
verbally and kind of being like, oh, I'm amazing. But inside,
Anyway.
kind of like, okay, yeah.
That's
But yeah,
nice.
that was JMTS,
Subscribe.
the debate club.
That would help us a lot more if you liked, you know, because
8.5.
Oh, Milo, how was that an 8.5?
I still won.
Yeah, that's true. I gave him a 10, so he got the highest.
A like would be really appreciated. You know, a like over subscribe right now because of the algorithms changed.
And comment. We like to know what you think.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're enjoying this new series, the whole debating, kind of making things different, then yeah, do comment and say that you are, because we'd like to know.
We've been JMTS.
We have.
And we're out.
Have a good day.